All right, boys, we're back.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back.
We're going to be tier ranking the top UFC contenders of 2020. S tier is pretty much an absolute lock to win the title within this calendar year. A is going to be to get a title shot. If they win the fight, that's up in the air. Tiers B, C, and D. Pretty self-explanatory, guys. Let's dig into it, man.
All right, first fighter up here, Sean O'Malley. Sean's getting the title shot against Merab Dvalishvili. I think that is definitely next up. I've heard Dana kind of softly confirm this. Merab softly confirmed it as well. Suga definitely confirmed it. But this fight is going to happen whether you like it or not. If Umar won, maybe a different conversation. But Merab won and Suga was a previous champ. I think this fight makes sense. That automatically puts him in the A tier for me.
Yeah.
Now the question is, can he beat Merab? Is that a lock? The answer is
hell no.
yeah. And then for that reason, that's going straight in the A tier.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, he's former champion, has the name brand. He's got to be in the A, man.
Yeah, he's got to be in the A. I don't think he can beat Merab. Maybe. Round 5, Suga looked pretty good, dude. And dude, that's actually saying a lot because Merab in round 5 is a machine. So if he can consistently find that teep kick and attack Merab's midsection, I think he has a decent chance.
Maybe Tim Welch can pull out some crazy stuff from his arsenal.
Next up, Petr Yan, same division. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, this all depends on if Suga wins that title. That makes sense for Petr Yan, Suga 2 rematch.
Absolutely.
But the question is he going to win? I don't know if he will. So that determines if he's going to win the title. Obviously, a perennial contender.
I mean, he looked so good against Deiveson Figueiredo. Deiveson Figueiredo, absolute domination in the flyweight division. Came up to bantamweight, got some really good wins. People even thought Deiveson Figueiredo was going to sweep Petr under the rug. Complete opposite happened. But yeah, you're so right. If Suga becomes a champ, he's definitely fighting Suga. If Merab wins, there's no title shot coming to Petr.
Yeah.
Because he got absolutely just dominated by Merab. Dominate is not even the right word to put it. I mean, it was not even close.
Yeah.
Putting all those analysis together, I think a B
sounds fair.
I think a B is fair. Next up, Diego Lopes. Moving on to the featherweight division here. What do you think?
This is my guy, bro. This is my guy. Had an absolutely fantastic 2024. Racked up 3 wins in the UFC, which is crazy. Stepped up in a lot of short notice fights.
Yeah, dude.
UFC 300 performance is amazing as well.
UFC 300 at the Sphere. This guy was on some big cards this year.
Yeah.
Big name, crazy knockouts.
Yeah.
That performance against Brian Ortega.
Woo, almost knocked him out in the first round. But the question is he going to win the title? And at the top of that division is Ilia Topuria, man.
Sheesh.
That's the tough task. I mean, he's definitely going to fight for Mexican Independence Day. That's a lock for sure. The question is he going to get that title shot? And is he going to win in the later half of 2025? I don't know, man.
You know
tough.
It's annoying because, like, Ilia is saying he really wants to fight Islam. So he wants to go up into the lightweight division. He almost is saying he wants to vacate that featherweight belt. I highly doubt it. I feel like he's just trying to sell the fight. There's no way he becomes a champ and then just leaves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great fights left in the featherweight division, a lot left to prove. Diego Lopes is certainly someone he has to fight if Ilia wants to cement himself as a true featherweight goat. I know he knocked out previous goats, but come on, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta beat the up-and-coming contenders. It's just not fair to the division to leave like that. Diego Lopes will get a shot. We'll put him at the 8.
Let's do it.
Next up, Shavkat Rakhmonov just had a win against Ian Gary, so now he's a #1 contender. He is going to get his title shot against Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight Bilal Muhammad, so he will get that title shot. Will he beat Bilal Muhammad?
I think that the Ian Gary fight showed a lot of holes in his game, man. All right, and that kind of dropped the stock a little bit for me, at least. I think the matchup with Bilal Muhammad is going to be the toughest test he's ever faced, right?
Absolutely.
There's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of wrestling, a lot of takedown attempts. I don't know if Shavkat's faced that kind of competition before, and I don't know if he's faced the level of competition of Bilal Muhammad yet. So with that being said, I don't know if it's an absolute lock for him to win that title. He's definitely going to get that title shot, and he has a chance to win. I think a safe place to put him is at the A tier, man.
I think I totally agree, man. I think that the fight style of Bilal is giving Merab Dvalishvili. And if it's the same as Merab versus Umar, it's definitely an A. Definitely not anywhere close to an S. Very shaky about that matchup. Next on the list, Arman Tsarukyan, dude.
We found out from Dana that he's not going to get the next title shot. Charles Oliveira has been calling out his name. And guys, you should have checked out our latest video about the news, but Arman said that he was okay with losing his title fight against Islam Makhachev because he was injured. And I mean, that's not the mentality of a true champion. I don't like that, man. I don't like that at all, dude.
No. These kind of things really put into question, if he can stay at the top of that division for a long period of time. He's going to have to beat Charles Oliveira to get back to that title shot. Is he going to beat Charles Oliveira? Dude, that 3-round fight with him, I feel like he lost that. That's in my eyes. Judges saw it differently, but Charles put him in a tight guillotine in the first round. a tight Darce in the third round. If the time kept going on, there was no way he was getting out of that Darce. It was only a matter of Charles locking it in tighter. Charles even thought that he had Arman out, which is why he stuck out his tongue at the end. The fight was a wrap. And if it goes on for 5 rounds, I'm going for Charles Oliveira here.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I almost want to put him at the B.
I think that's fair. There's just a lot of uncertainty with Arman Tsarukyan in 2025. A lot of tall tasks to complete. I think B is very fair.
Let's slide him right on in there. Leave in the comments if you disagree with any of these. Next up, Ciryl Adesanya.
I mean, this is all going to come down to if he beats Imavov next week. So lots in the air, but, I'm pretty confident he will come out with that dub. I think that if he wins that fight, he's going to be in the title picture again. But we also got to consider, man, Khamzat Chimaev is the newcomer in the division as well. Is he going to match up well against Khamzat? Maybe that's a title eliminator fight next. It's a lot of hurdles, man.
I'm not going to lie. I was going to be like, oh, he's for sure a lock if he beats Imavov. But, dude, yeah, Khamzat's right there, dude. Yeah. Khamzat is right there. Oh, man. What do you do if you're Dana? Do you give the winner of DDP and Strickland, Khamzat or Izzy? I mean, either way, you're selling a lot of pay-per-views, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough. I really don't want to put Izzy at the B. I just don't think that's right. Oh, man. The way he got dominated by Sean Strickland and also dominated by DDP. Let's put him at the A out of respect for how great Ciryl Adesanya is.
He's always going to be in the picture, guys. I mean, one of the best middleweights of all time.
Definitely leave this one in the comments, guys. A or B, that's a shaky one.
It's a tough one.
Let's put him in the A. Speaking of the devil, Khamzat Chimaev. If Izzy's going in the A, Khamzat is an A.
At least.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about this.
I mean, look, guys, destroying Robert Whittaker in the first round.
There were questions about how elite he is after he faced off against Gilbert Burns. Dude, Gilbert put him in his place. That's the first hard fight he's ever had.
Yeah.
But then he bounced back and just defeated Usman, a former pound-for-pound #1 guy.
Yeah.
Albeit short notice, still very impressive. And then went out there and absolutely folded up Robert Whittaker, broke his jaw.
Yeah.
Maybe even more dominant than any of these people. Kayla Harrison, dude. What do you think about that?
I mean, this is a lock. This is a lock for the S tier. I mean, Juliana Peña's the champ right now. And she is
enough said.
Yeah,
enough
exactly. Enough said. Enough said.
Dear.
Juliana Peña is so scared of Kayla Harrison. She called out a retired Amanda Nunes, bro.
Insane.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Amanda's like, no. I'm at home with my kids and my wife, dude.
Exactly.
I'm not coming back and whipping you again.
No.
Yeah, it's going to be Kayla Harrison, and it's going to be a dominating fashion. Next up here, Magomed Ankalaev. He is getting a title shot against Alex Pereira. That's been confirmed. That's automatically A tier. However, do you think that he's going to be dominant enough to lock in that for sure dub? Does he go in the S tier?
In my eyes, I think he's a lock. I'll let John think whatever he wants.
Lock is crazy. Lock is crazy.
Look, man. I mean, look. Ankalaev has been waiting for this title shot for years and years and years, right? He's been calling out Alex Pereira on Twitter nonstop. He is the most motivated I've seen him in a long, long time. And not to mention, this guy is elite grappling, elite wrestling. Alex Pereira hasn't faced anyone in the UFC with that level of grappling yet. And I just don't think it's a good matchup for him.
Have you heard of Jan Blachowicz?
I have.
Because that fight did go down, and Alex won that fight.
He did. But that was a 3-round fight.
That fight.
3-round fight, controversial fight. Didn't look great on the ground.
I got to give it to you. You know, Alex is not dominating these fights. He's getting these knockouts, but he's losing rounds. He's losing rounds pretty decisively, even against Khalil Roundtree. If that fight ended at round 3, he's losing that fight. It's not like he's a dominant guy, but he's had a great reign, and I don't know if Ankalaev's going to be the guy that, like, completely kicks him out. I don't know about S, man. I feel like an A is good.
I think A is fair. Vegas has the odds as a pick'em. We can side with Vegas on this one, man.
Yeah, what do you guys
I'll let
think?
you have this one.
I know there's a lot of Ankalaev fans in our comments, so a lot of you guys might think he's an S guy, but I'm going to put him at the A. Next up here, Ciryl Gane.
No.
Yeah. There's not much to say here. Listen, John Jones versus Aspinall is clearly next. That's pretty much a done deal. The question is, how long can John drag this out for? My guess, later half of this year. It's going to be August, September, October, beyond that. That just means Cyril's not getting a title shot this year. He doesn't even deserve it. He definitely lost against Volkov. And that's crazy that he lost because it's a stand-up fight. Yeah. Cyril's supposed to look untouchable stand-up.
He said he broke his foot, though, so I mean...
Yeah, this is a D tier.
Yeah, it is a D tier.
This is an absolute D tier.
I don't see any world where Ciryl Gane wins a title in 2025.
Next up, Charles Oliveira has been doubted one too many times in his career. He wasn't supposed to win against Michael Chandler. He wasn't supposed to beat Dustin Poirier. He wasn't supposed to beat Justin Gaethje. He wasn't supposed to beat Islam, and he didn't. That's where it ended. Yeah. But he still has a great chance up against a lot of these lightweights. I think he beat Arman Tsarukyan. I think if he beats Arman, he's getting a title shot. I don't think he's going to beat Islam. I feel like this is another A. I feel like this is another clear-cut A.
That's a safe pick. I mean, Charles is always going to be in the title picture. And we just talked about this before. We think he's going to be Arman Tsarukyan. I think A is a safe pick here, man.
All right. Next up, Max Holloway. He's currently the BMF champ. I know he just got knocked out by Ilya Topuria, but I feel like if he still wants to be a challenger in the featherweight division, he can still do that. He's 1 win away from a title shot in the featherweight division, 1 win away from a title shot in the lightweight division as well. If BMF counts, put him in the S tier.
If BMF counts.
If BMF counts. It's crazy to say, but he might have to go in the B, dude.
Yeah, this is another tough one because Max has such a big name value. But, I mean, he said he's done with featherweight. Lightweight division, he might need a couple more fights to get to that title picture. It's really, really hard because Max Holloway obviously is going to sell tickets. Dana White will always favor him. But 2025 might be one of those years where he has to work his way up, man. If he's truly done with featherweight, in the lightweight division, he has to win someone against someone like a Charles Oliveira, right? He has to win another, probably a title eliminator fight, and then win the title. That's 3 fights in 2025. That's tough for me to justify something in the A tier. But I think B is fair for Max Holloway.
Yeah, let's just slide him in the B.
Let us know in the comments, guys. Let us know. Let us know.
B, borderline A.
Yeah.
All right, last but definitely not least, Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. What do you got?
Also, no. I mean, this guy,
Really?
he hasn't fought in like a year plus. He hasn't won a match in like 3-4 years, man. So, I mean, he's not an active fighter, you know? He's maybe going to fight one time in 2025.
Yeah, if the UFC was really about putting the best guys up against the best guys, which it kind of used to be, now it's kind of about, selling the fights.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman will always sell a fight. Kamaru Usman has built up a legacy and a resume that demands a title shot at any point. And he's still a great fighter, I think. He looked incredible against Khamzat Chimaev on like a 4 or 5 days notice in a weight class above his normal weight class. I think if he goes back down to welterweight, beats a contender, he's immediately in the title shot picture. I think you could justify a Belal Muhammad versus Kamaru Usman fight. I feel like I could be convinced of a B.
Do you think he's going to be Belal? Do you think he's going to even fight this year? That's my question.
Oh, he's absolutely going to fight this year. Dude, his biological clock is ticking. His knees were gone 10 years ago. I want to put him in the A, but I'm okay with B as well, to be honest.
I just don't think he's going to be too active this year, man. I mean, he's been called out by Buckley. He's been called out by Gary. No response to any of those guys. I just don't think he's going to fight, period. Like,
no, he's definitely gonna fight.
I don't know if he's gonna win.
He wanted to fight this. He wanted to fight in 2024. Also, like in the later half of the year, it just didn't happen.
I guess, man. I don't know. I think Usman's time is done. As much as I hate to say it, but I mean, like you said, man, he has the name value.
It's the name. It's the resume. Yeah. It's the legacy. This guy can demand the title shot at any point, dude. I think that's why I feel like he should be at an A. Welterweight division is pretty stacked.
Yeah,
I'm okay with the B.
I think B is a fair place to put him. But guys, let us know in the comments what you guys think, because that's a tough one.
That's a tough one for sure. All of these were pretty tough.
Yeah,
except for Ciryl Gane.
Yeah.
So that is our tier ranking for 2025 UFC Contenders. Let us know in the comments, guys. Who do we mess up on? Also, who do you guys think we left out of this list? There's a lot of other contenders that we didn't talk about here. I mean, listen, dude. Moicano would have been nowhere on this list, but look what happened. Anything can happen in the UFC. So leave it in the comments below. And of course, as always, if you made it to the end of the video, please leave a like and subscribe. That helps us out a lot as we're trying to grow this channel.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.